If you want to sign a creative midfielder which starts on Football Manager, for a creative midfielder on Football Manager, go over to edit search, and under the edit search, go ahead and lock in your central midfield and defensive midfield positions. But in this one, go over to stats, and under stats, you're going to look for passes, progressive passes per 90. Go ahead and select that option and lock it to 3.5 or maybe 4.5 to be honest. Then you're going to add one key instrument here, which is stats. Under stats, go to passes, open play key passes per 90. Go ahead and select that option and then dial it all the way up to 1. Next stat you want to look for is expected assists per 90. You want that to be either 0.3 or 0.1 in placing in the lower leagues. Dribbles per 90, you want that to be 2.5. So we're going to go back to Football Manager and we're going to go back to Football Manager and under stats general, go to general and say expected assists per 90. Under expected assists per 90, drop this down to maybe 0.3. Then you can go ahead and add dribbles and under stats, go back to movement and under movement, dribbles made per 90. Maybe that should be around 1 or 2. They'll just set it to like maybe 0.5 at some point. That's going to narrow down your search to about 2 players. And there's one player here in Rodhausen, a defensive midfielder, by the way. Not very good with stats, but we can go ahead and dial it down in case you do not find anybody coming up in your team. In case you do not find anybody popping up in your search, go ahead and drop the dial all the way down so you can see a bit more players. Dribbles made, we can drop this down to, okay, we're going to leave it at 0.5. Open play key passes, we're going to drop this down to 0.5. And then progressive passes, drop this maybe from 3 all the way down to 2.5. And go ahead and click apply and see who pops up on our list. So there's Arsenal's Eberechi Eze, of course. We can go ahead and sign him if the money is there, 57 million. I don't know how willing Arsenal are to let him go. There's Milton Delgado here at Boca Juniors. He may not fit into Bayern's team very easily, but he's a 20-year-old Argentine player that has very good attributes for natural fitness, passing 14, vision 14. He could improve a lot. So in a mid-table team or thereabout, you can go ahead and grab this kind of player. I also went on to do this for Football Manager 2024, just in case you're wondering. For creative midfielders on FM24, I've used a similar stats, but I've kind of scaled it down because if you use the very high stats from FMStag, you may not see any players in your save. For position, I went for defensive midfielder and central midfielder because I wanted the creative player to be from a deeper position. Open play key passes 1.5, progressive passes about 3.0, so he's not always passing backwards. Expected assists per 90 is about 0.1, but I can actually increase this maybe 0.2, and that narrows down our list even further to like 10 players. Dribbles made 1.0, pass completion about 60. I can drop this down to maybe 50%. Go ahead and click OK. Now we have a list of players that are actually popping up in our list, but some of them are about 29. Adam Wharton is another player that I can get into my team. He's currently playing for Juventus. He could be a good signing for us. He can be better than most of the players that are currently in my AC Milan team. Now, to go ahead and find more younger players, you're going to have to be nicer to the stats, to be honest. Now, you can go ahead and maybe uncheck these options like, let's say, dribbles made. I'll also uncheck pass completion, open play key passes, and progressive passes. You can dial this down to maybe like 1.75 or 1.5 and see what actually pops up. Open play key passes, I'm going to drop this down to 1 and go ahead and click OK and see the kind of players that we actually have to work with. Now, the younger players that are actually popping up. There's a player here that plays for Napoli, Emmanuel Casamassima. Wow, that's an interesting name. His attributes are quite good. Aggression is about 16, so he's almost a destroyer, but not very much of a destroyer. Tackling is about 10, so he could improve on that. Vision is 16, passing is 16. So just dialing the numbers down a little bit allows you to see some other players. Maybe it might say players are quite lazy. They don't really do stuff based on the attributes that they have. But looking at this player now and the stats that we're going on to improve for him, he could be a very, very good player for our team. I will go ahead and share more stats for different player types on Football Manager like this. For more videos like this, remember to hit the subscribe button so you can get notified when those videos come up. I'll see you in the next video.